You ever see a bunch of cows standing in a field just chewing, swinging their tails back and forth? Of course you have. Whoever sees a cow do anything else? The tail is swatting away flies that try to bite the cow. And it seems like swatting flies is what the BMW 3 Series has been doing for decades now. It's been the dominant car in its segment for so long that if you're a luxury car maker and you're introducing a new entry-level model, talking about the 3 Series, benchmarking the 3 Series, is just as important as putting an engine between the fenders. And yet through it all, the BMW has maintained its dominance with just an almost comical ease, just swatting the flies away. Just Mercedes-Benz C-Class, Audi A4, Infiniti G35, G37, just swatting them all away. And now, along comes Cadillac with the ATS, a car that may have the best chance of any car ever really taking a bite out of the BMW 3 Series. So the thing with really good cars is that they need really good roads. And that's not something we can find in Michigan. It's too flat, all the roads are straight, and we just wanted to get out of the office. So we came down to West Virginia, start to get into the Appalachians a little bit. You get a lot more undulation, a lot more twisting, a lot more curving. These roads are great. The thing that we've always loved so much about the 3 Series is that it sort of defines the perfect ride and handling balance. It's just an imperturbable highway cruiser, just soaks up bumps, just easiest car in the world to drive 1,000 miles. And at the same time, it's an incredible car on a back road. Now though, comes the new generation 3 Series, the F30. Totally new chassis from nose to tail. And it's a little bigger, it's a little softer. It's still totally comfortable on a highway. Driving down here to West Virginia, it's still the car to be in for sure. But then we get down here, we get on these back roads, and there's more suspension noise than there is in the Cadillac. And there's more suspension movement. You feel more body movement too. The car is trying harder on these roads than the Cadillac is. Steering feels less precise. Even the brake pedal is softer than the Cadillac's. And with that, the BMW has kind of lost that ease that it used to go down a back road with. And more importantly, it's lost the fun. It's not as fun to drive down these roads as the previous car would have been, or as fun as the ATS is.
Cadillac engineers say the E90's predecessor, the E46, was their dynamic benchmark, and dimensionally, the ATS is within microns of the E90. Just like the BMW, the ATS tested here is powered by a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder. Caddy's engine tops the BMW by 32 horsepower and 5 pound-feet for totals of 272 and 260. Its curb weight and weight distribution look like they came from a BMW spreadsheet. The ATS is a very easy car to drive fast, even on lumpy 1.2 or 3 lane roads. A safe touch of understeer gives way to near perfect balance and incredible poise up to the 0.9 G limit. With the performance package's adjustable shock absorbers, wheel motions are perfectly controlled and damped, and it seems nothing can upset the ATS's line. You can drive this car the same way on a rough patchwork road as you drive the BMW on a smooth one. Should you overestimate the length of a straight, a firm and immediate brake brings the party to a halt in just 160 feet from 70 miles per hour. It's just too bad that Cadillac couldn't come up with a chassis like this before electric power steering exterminated road feel. The ATS's wheel enjoys heavy weighting and linear buildup, but we'd be lying if we said the feel wasn't muffled. At least there's some though. The BMW steering is even more artificial. The drivetrain in particular keeps the ATS from true excellence. If the 2-liter does in fact make 272 horsepower, then it's only at 5,500 RPM. With 5499 and 5501, it feels more like 230. red line is 7,000 RPM, but there's a notable softening beyond the 5,500 RPM power peak, and the car starts sounding stressed well before that.
The power delivery in the BMW is just so much better and so much smoother. We're at 2,000 RPM right now. You floor it just 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just one long, uninterrupted flow.
Even though the gearing of the two cars is similar, in twisty sections we usually found ourselves a gear higher in the ATS just because it sounded so unpleasant. We also took offense at the shifter for a couple of reasons. One, it's notchy and no fun to use, and two, it looks ancient, like something out of a circa 1995 J.C. Whitney catalog. Then again, there are so many different materials, textures, and colors in the Cadillac's interior that it's easy for this kind of misfit to fit in. There are even 2 different kinds of stitching. I'm no seamstress, but the fancier one just looks like something went wrong with the sewing machine.
And you compare that to the BMW, which is very simple, and in our car, it's all black. There's a lot of the same in the BMW, but that's not a bad thing. It's the same graining here as on top of the dash and at the bottom of the console. It's a little bit less adventurous than the Cadillac, but it also just looks a bit more cohesive.
Our greatest complaint about the ATS is Q, Cadillac's new touchscreen infotainment system. It's an acronym for Cadillac User Experience, but we suggest replacing that name with the far more descriptive state-of-the-art haptic infotainment technology, SHIT. The touchscreen looks sleek, but demands far more focus than something in a car should. Even sitting still, it's frustrating, as it frequently thought we were touching a different button than we thought we were touching. Different icons will pop up along the edge of the screen as your hand gets close, meaning we'd start our finger toward a destination only to glance away and have Q ambush us at the last second with a different choice. And our radar detector cords kept sweeping back and forth across the center stack, adjusting the radio volume and turning the seat heaters on and off.
So while the ATS does one very important thing better, actually it does the most important thing better. It's fun. The BMW is still the better car in every other regard. It's still the car that I'd want to drive every day. We've got to give this one to the BMW. For now, at least, consider that another fly swatted. It's time for BMW to realize that it's not going to do to just stand still anymore. It's time to get moving and to get back to what you do best, sports sedans. I'm Jared Gall for Car and Driver. Thanks for watching.